talk a minute about hardships and hope on the way home. Hardships and hope on the way home. 1 Peter at chapter 2 and verse number 11 says that we are pilgrims and strangers, aliens. We are foreigners in this world. When we got saved, Philippians chapter 3 verse 20 says that our citizenship is in heaven. Since we are here on earth and our citizenship is in heaven, there is now and until we get there a pull from another land that's in every heart of every child of God. It just seems that as Christians, we don't fit into this world. We don't belong here. We are uneasy here, and we don't feel like we felt before we got saved. I wish I had a witness here. Often when I go home to where I was raised, it was so big when I was a child. The yard was just huge. Everybody would come to play at our house. And I go there now, and it looks like we hardly ever lived in that place because it's so strange now to me. Just about everybody I know who was old on that street is gone. The church I used to go to, it looked so big when I was a child. Everything was large. Everything looked different. But now that I go there, I just visit graves. All my old people have gone to be with the Lord. And home, Eunice, is not what it was when I was a child. And the longer I live in this life, the more uncomfortable I get with this world. Because it's becoming more and more strange to me. And the reason it's strange to me is because it's not my home. I'm just a pilgrim, a stranger. I'm traveling through. This same desire was also within the heart of the Apostle Paul. Paul now is headed towards the backstretch. The finish line is in view. The labels of the empire are on his luggage, and he's coming towards the end of his years. And he writes in the book of Philippians, I am in a strait betwixt the two. It's needful for you that I stay, but my desire is to leave here. I don't belong here. I don't feel comfortable here anymore. You need me, but I want to go and be with the Lord. And those of us who are children of God love life. We thank God that we are here. Praise God for our blessings and what we have, where we live, where we drive, what we wear, what we own. But we know that this is only temporary. This world is not our home. We are on our way out of here because we are uncomfortable here. I don't want to sound too old, but I don't understand a whole lot that's going on in the world. And that's just me. That ain't got nothing to do with the Spirit. That ain't got nothing to do with God. That was just a time when you could tell a boy was a boy and a girl was a girl. And men loved women and women loved men. And men got up and went to work and took care of their families. And people went to church and they loved the Lord. They banked at the same bank. They went to the same church. They drove the same car. They loved everybody else. Everybody took care of everybody. But that's not the world we live in right now. We are pilgrims, strangers, aliens and foreigners in this world. And Paul's desire from the reading of this text is sooner or later to get away from here. He says, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have another building, a house not made with hands, but eternal in the heaven. Let me say a word or two about hardship. Hardship. Paul uses two words to describe the temporary nature of this life. He calls this body that we live in a tabernacle. A tabernacle. It's a tent. It's a temporary dwelling. A tabernacle. It's reminiscent of the tabernacle where they worshiped in the wilderness. It was a tent, a temporary dwelling place. God met them in the tabernacle. The tabernacle was a foreshadowing of the temple. The temple was a permanent structure that would be erected in Jerusalem, but in the meantime, they dwelt and worshiped in the tabernacle. We are temporarily in this tabernacle. Sooner or later, we will move into a temple. But in the meantime, we have this tent, this dwelling place, this temporary tabernacle. Not only is it a tabernacle, but sooner or later, it will dissolve. It will be demolished. It will be destroyed. It will be loosened. It refers to an animal carrying a burden. And when an animal has done its job, the burden is loosed from him and drops away. After a while, this mantle of flesh will be loosened from me, and the real me will take away from this temporary tabernacle. This body that I occupy is a temporary dwelling. I know we try to take care of it. We try to make it look good. We try to do some renovation on it. We try to keep it up. We try to repair it. But there's a leak in this old building. And pretty soon my soul has got to move. And it would be a sad day to have to move with no forwarding address. We know that if this earthly house, this tent, this temporary dwelling is dissolved, I got another building. Verse 2 says, in this body we groan. We are burdened in verse 4. We are mortal in verse number 4. Job chapter 14 and verse number 1 says, a man that is born of a woman, I need 2 or 3 Bible readers here, is of a few days and they are full of trouble. John chapter 16 verse 33 says, in this world you will have tribulation. Ecclesiastes 2 and 23 says, this world is full of sorrow and vexation. If it ain't one thing, it's another thing. There's always a time of testing, always a time of tragedy, always a time of trauma, always a time of trouble. Every time you get one thing straightened out, something else falls apart. This world, this life is full of tragedy, sickness, disease, separation in our family, heartbreak, depression, trials, difficulties, stress. You can't get over one problem until it's replaced by another. And the older you get, the worse it gets. You get your eyes straight and your hearing starts acting up. You get one knee operated on. You got to get the other knee straightened out. If it's not your shoulder, it's your hip. If it's not your hip, it's your back. If you get your health straight, your money starts to messing up. You get your money straight, your child gets on drugs. You get one child straight, the other child starts acting a fool. Everywhere you go, every time you turn around, is tragedy, troubles, and trial. A preacher who had been preaching the gospel for years lost his family in a fire. His wife and his children were lost in a fire. And one day he was just walking through the town, depressed and dejected. What kind of a God would let me preach all these years and allow this calamity to befall me? I've been serving God faithfully, and my wife and children burn in a fire. What did I ever do to God to deserve this fate? And walking along, he saw them building a giant cathedral. They were constructing this huge, massive cathedral. And he saw a man, a stone mason, on the ground, chiseling with a chisel and a hammer. He got close to him and asked the man, "What are you making with this chisel and this hammer?" He said, "You see that little hole way up there on this cathedral?" He said, "I'm chiseling and hammering this stone down here so it can fit up there." Trouble, trials, sickness, and setbacks. Is God chiseling on me down here so I can fit up there? Is there anybody here? Anybody here can help me sing, "I'm so glad trouble don't last always"? God is hammering on me, chiseling me, pruning me, shaping me, molding me. It hurts. It's painful. I don't deny that I have to cry sometimes. I don't flinch from the fact that I don't like what God is doing to me, but he's chiseling on me down here so I can fit up there. Some of us, our faith is too small to admit that life is full of hardships. It's not unchristian to admit that you suffer with depression. Someone talk back to me here. It's not unchristian to admit that you struggle with Satan and sin. It's not unchristian to admit that some days you're not as good as you are some other days. But God is hammering on you. I wish I had a witness here. I feel it sometimes in my side. I feel it in my legs. I feel it in my head. I feel it in my soul that I get tired sometimes. And I have to sing, "Precious Lord, take my hand. Lead me on. Let me stand. I'm tired. I'm weak. I'm worn. Through the storm, through the night. I wish I had one or two witnesses here. When my way grows drear, precious Lord, linger near. Won't he do it? He'll come late in the midnight hour and speak peace to your troubled soul. He'll come when you think you can't make it another week and open a door that was closed in your face. Yeah. That's a word about hardship. But then I got a word about hope. Life is hard. Relationships are hard. Somebody ought to help me here. It's hard fooling with people. I wouldn't mind going to church if I didn't have to deal with the people. You wouldn't mind going to work if you didn't have to fool with the people. You wouldn't mind going to your family reunion if you didn't have to deal with the people. You wouldn't mind singing in the choir or ushering or going to your Sunday school class if you could get rid of some of them crazy people. It's hard. It's hard sometimes to make ends meet. I wish I had a witness here. It's hard sometimes to even get out of the bed in the morning. It's hard. The older you get, the more difficult life becomes. But I got a word for you about hope. It's a comforting hope. Look with me in verse number 4. For we that are in this tabernacle groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. You know you're getting old when it takes you longer to rest than it did to get tired. You know you're getting old when you don't care where your wife goes just so you don't have to go with her. Somebody ought to help me preach it. You know you're getting old when your knees buckle, but your belt can't. You know you're getting old when everything hurts and what don't hurt don't work no more. Somebody over 30 ought to help me testify. You go in a room to get something and forget what you went in there for. You're looking for your glasses and you got them on. Looking for your keys and they're in your hand. But there is a comforting hope. We know. I wish I had one or two more witnesses. Philippians chapter 1 and verse number 6 says, being confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. God may have to take us home kicking and screaming, but he's going to take us home. Ever got a witness here? As hard as life gets, God promised, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Brothers and sisters, I think I can handle anything as long as I have hope. I can stand up under any trial as long as I have a hope that there's a brighter day ahead. I think I can stand up under any burden as long as I have hope that God is on my side. Not maybe so, not I'm wishing so. Hope is not a wish for a fortunate outcome. Hope is waiting for God to do what he said he's going to do. He will provide. He will make a way out of nowhere. He will rescue his children. He will open a door for you. He will make your enemy your footstool. He will be a strong tower in the midst of your weakness. He will. He will. He will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. When darkness veils his lovely face, I rest on his unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil. On Christ, on Christ, on Christ, the solid rock I stand, because all other ground is sinking sand. That's a word about hardship. That's a word about hope. But let me hurry. There's a word, brothers and sisters, about home. We have a perfect place. It's a building of God. God is working on it. I said, God is working on it. Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go, not meaning I may or may not go, but if I go, meaning since I'm already going, I will come again and receive you unto myself. Now, he's been gone over 2,000 years. I wish I had one or two more witnesses. Can you imagine what that place must look like since he's been working on it all these years? This body is one of weakness and contamination. Sickness invades it. Stress weighs it down. Trouble gets the best of it. You need to be honest with yourself. You don't look now like you looked 30 years ago. Tell yourself the truth. There's skin where you didn't think you had any. And diet, if you please. Buy it if you want to. But your hair's turning gray. Your sight is getting dim. Your hearing is getting dull. There was a time you could remember whatever you put in your mind to remember. There was a time when you could wake up whenever you decided you wanted to wake up. You just tell yourself, I want to get up at 4 o'clock, and 5 minutes to 4, you just pop up out of the bed. There was a time you didn't have to write anything down to remember it. But now you got to write it down and then try to remember what you wrote it on. And then if you remember what you wrote it on, you got to try to remember where you put it. But there's a place that the righteous can call home. Somewhere where there's no more struggles, no more sickness, no more trials, no more heartbreak, no more separation in our families, no more doctor's appointments, no more funeral homes, no more hearse wheels, no more hospitals, no more graves, because that place is perfect. Not only is it perfect, but it's permanent. It's a building of God, not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. Eternity is wrapped up in these bodies. Now, brothers and sisters, let me give you some theology here. We will know each other when we get to heaven. But we will not know each other in the relationships that we have right now. Because that kind of knowledge will be on another plane. I will see my mother again. I will see my grandmother, my loved ones, my friends who have gone. But we will not be in the same relationship as we are right now. I will know them, but I will not know them as I knew them before, because they will have glorified, resurrected bodies. Now, the reason for that is we can't get to heaven and you were married before and your wife died and you remarried, because they asked Jesus that question, and get to heaven and your first wife say, hold on, wait. Oh, it ain't gonna be no cutting and no shooting and no fighting over a man and all of that. No, we will have glorified, resurrected bodies, and we will know even as we are also known. Because we see now through a glass darkly. I wish I had one or two more witnesses. We will not be in the same relationships that we have right now. We will be brothers and sisters in Christ, ruling and reigning with Jesus when he comes again. And I don't understand all that goes into that. I just want to be there. I don't know anything about premillennial dispensation or amillennialism. All I know is when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. I wish I had one or two more witnesses. It's a perfect place. It's a permanent place. And then it's a precious place. Streets are paved with gold. The gates are made of pearl. The walls are lined with precious gems. There's a tree called life. And in the midst of that city is a river. On either side is a tree bearing 12 manner of fruit. And there's no need for the sun, S-U-N, because the sun, S-O-N, gives light to everybody in the city. You're going to help me close this, won't you? Years ago, mariners who used to sail the Mediterranean Sea, and it is named Mediterranean because they believed that the Mediterranean was the middle of the earth. And they would sail the Mediterranean Sea, and some mariners ventured a little past the Mediterranean to the Strait of Gibraltar. And when they got to the Strait of Gibraltar, there was a rock there. And there were caves inside the rock of Gibraltar. And they would sail beyond the Mediterranean to the Strait of Gibraltar, but no further, because they thought that they would fall off the end of the earth. Because at the time they believed the earth was flat. And so they would sail a little past the Mediterranean to the Strait of Gibraltar and go to this rock that was in Gibraltar. And there were caves inside those rocks. And they would go in there and write in Latin, ne plus ultra, which meant no more beyond. They sailed the Mediterranean and would go a little further to the Strait of Gibraltar and get to the rock of Gibraltar and go inside the cave of that rock. And they thought that if they went further, they would fall off the face of the earth, because they believed that the earth was flat. And they got in those caves and they inscribed ne plus ultra, no more beyond. But then came Christopher Columbus, who sailed beyond the Mediterranean, beyond the Strait of Gibraltar, and came all the way to a new world. And when they got back from Columbus' voyage, they went to the Rock of Gibraltar where they had inscribed ne plus ultra, no more beyond, and scratched out ne to mean there's more beyond. I'm through now, but there's more beyond. I was watching an infomercial the other day, and they were selling knives or whatever it is they were selling. And they said if you buy it at a certain time, you get 2 for the price of 1. And when the commercial was almost over, he said, wait, there's more. If you buy it at this price, I'll give you 4 more at the same price. But wait, there's more. You gonna help me close this, won't you? If there's anybody here this morning believing that this life is all there is to it, I'm through now, but wait, there's more. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered the hearts of men the good things that God has in store for them that love him. But wait, there's more. God shall wipe all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, nor crying, for the former things are passed away. But wait, there's more. There's a tree bearing fruit, and the leaves on the tree are good for the healing of the nation. There's one kind of fruit in January and another kind of fruit in February. And if you don't get there until March, there's another kind of fruit in March. If you don't get there until April, there's another kind of fruit in April. But wait, there's more. God himself has a rainbow around his shoulder to absorb the light of his presence, that the saints will get a chance to behold his face. But wait, there's more. Abraham is there, Isaac and Jacob. Is there anybody here? Help me preach here a minute. Moses and David, Jacob and Nahum. There's more, I tell you. There's Paul and Silas. There's Matthew and Mark, Luke and John. But wait, there's more. There's Rebecca and Sarah. There's Deborah and Ruth. There's Naomi and Elimelech. But wait, there's more. My mother is over there. My father is over there. I got some family over there. But wait, there's more. I see a number that no man can number, coming from the north, from the south, from the east and the west. But wait, there's more. They got on white robes. They got wreaths in their hand, and they got crowns on their head. And the elder said, who are they? He said, these are they. These are they who have come through tribulation, and they've washed their robes white in the blood of the Lamb. But wait, there's more. I see Jesus coming down the streets of gold, and he's got rewards with him. Is there anybody here know that there's more? There's more beyond. No more tears, no more heartbreak, no more sorrow. You're going to help me close this, won't you? Some glad morning, when this life is over, I will fly away. Just a few more weary days, and then, is there anybody here who knows my Jesus? If you know him, and you're not ashamed to testify, if he brought you out and you don't care who's looking at you, why don't you grab somebody, shake somebody's hand, tell them, wait, there's more. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to tell him, thank you for all you've done for me. Thank you for the doors you've opened. Thank you for the ways you've made. Thank you for being a mother for me. Thank you for drying my tears. Thank you for dying on the cross. But thank you that early Sunday morning, I know he's all right.